Listen, did you happen to see the highlights of the UFC fight?
I mean, what, the 30 seconds that
No, no, it was a minute. It was a minute.
and then he ran out there, and then then it just went downhill from there. I saw the
Yeah.
fight. It's like, I got 5 minutes. Let me check this out.
Yeah, I mean, if for those who didn't see it, you could go on our Instagram. You can see the whole fight on our story. Dumb fans, dumb fans here. Amro, Harp, bringing you some more content here. Doing another Zoom to try to get you these videos here every week. We do about 2 or 3 videos depending on how we feel. And right now, Harp is not feeling that great, so that's why we're doing some more Zoom stuff. And like and subscribe. Please let us know your thoughts. If you like the content we're giving you guys, if you don't like the content, let us know anyway, because we love the hate, and we try to improve ourselves as professionals. Have you? Yeah. Did you watch the? Well, do you think he was hurt?
It looked like it. In now that they're showing him coming into the octagon, it kind of looked like he was favoring his what was his left leg, I think it was, but it looked like he was favoring it, or there was something there. But he came out and said there was nothing wrong. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have their own. They have doctors release these guys into the fight, right? So if he was nursing something, and probably wasn't as serious as was when he was exasperated in the ring. I don't know what he was thinking with that kick, but you know,
I think he was thinking, I can get out of here in 2 minutes and make $30 million. Let me just I'll go for a flying kick. Why not? And then I'll go right down to the
yeah, no, pretty
make
much.
my 30 million and get out of here.
So we don't really talk a lot of basketball too much, but we do keep tabs on it. We do watch it. We're NBA fans, me and Harp. So I thought we'd do a little bit of the going on with the NBA. There has been a few deals in the off season here. We were talking about this. Unlike the NHL, player movement in the NBA is a very common thing, especially with
Mhm.
stars. It seems like every year there's always big news when it comes to player movement. And, as for as much as it does happen, it always seems to be a top story. And I think it's, the cap structure in the NBA is very different than the NHL. Like, it's a hard cap in the NHL. So player movement, that might change because now the money's going up in the NHL and we're starting to see players dictate and command big dollars.
And I think
Um,
we're seeing that little change. Like, yeah, this year especially.
yeah.
Like there has been a lot more names out there that we never heard of before.
Oh, sure. I mean, Kaprizov is now negotiating deals for players, and
He's going to become an agent while he's
yeah,
playing.
Max, bro, Max, 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 dear. But one of the big stories here, you were just telling me, we're talking about this now. Obviously, what made the headways here was Kawhi Leonard to Toronto, but you're telling me now that that deal has been paused.
Right. So I thought it was a done deal too, but apparently there's an investigation from when he was first moved, or when he first went to the Clippers after they won the championship. There was some sort of deal he did with the owners, and the NBA is still investigating that. So that's why they put a hold on this trade going back to Toronto.
Yeah. So
I think they were trying to separate each other. Like, they were like, okay, instead of this blowing up in our face, hey, we're going to move you. Let's try to squash this story and move on from it. But the NBA is still investigating, and they put a hold on that.
well, interesting. So, is the intention then of this investigation that Kawhi does end up in Toronto, or does he end up suspended?
I think it could be that, like if it's not in his favor, I think there could be a suspension, or there could be some sort of penalty to the team and maybe to Kawhi.
Yeah, that's interesting. As I think part of what the issue was is that when you're getting a star player to a team, Right. There's the money on the contract, and then there's the opportunity to make more money
Hmm.
in an ad sense, for instance, or like ad revenue for doing commercials or public appearances. So seemingly, I think where some of the controversy is coming from is that there's, I think, the tune of like $30 million, sort of coming in as a handshake deal, and what lured Kawhi over to the Clippers was that additional revenue, but I guess you can't do that in terms of what the CBA would allow for
Right.
contracts for players. So I'm assuming that the NBA is going to do their due diligence to try and figure out what the extent of it was. I fully expect that Kawhi is going to go back to Toronto. I was actually kind of surprised that Kawhi wanted to go back to Toronto. Um, I don't. When he got traded there originally, I mean that was a big deal at the time.
Yeah, it was.
The 1-for-1. It was a trade that really nobody saw happening here because at the time you would think that San Antonio was going to find a way to keep Kawhi, and then you get the guy, and then you go on this magical run and win a title, right? And is the recipe there that they could recreate that? Possibly. I mean, Kawhi is still, when healthy, he's introduced as a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah, he's still great. His game, his two-way game is just one of the best, and he's still got that talent to take a team to a championship.
The Raptors were already a defensive team, a great two-way team before this. So if they end up getting Kawhi, I think they'll make them formidable. They make them immediate contenders, possibly. I mean,
Yeah, definitely they do.
Yeah. But there's been other movement here too. I think we definitely want to talk about Giannis to Miami, and as it sits right now, we still don't have anything on LeBron.
The LeBron sweepstakes. So he's given 4 or 5 teams that he's considering, teams that are in the mix. Just reading here, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Celtics, maybe the Warriors, and maybe going back to Cleveland. That's my personal take, that maybe he'll just go back to Cleveland. Has a good team. You put LeBron on there. I mean, an aging LeBron, but he's going to help a team.
Well, it's incredible to me that a guy his age playing at the level he's playing at is first off. I mean, this is why he's considered one of the greatest of all time. Considering, and if you look at it too, he's won a title every team he's played for. I think I've always said this with LeBron. I think he's the best general manager in the game, in the sense that he's been able to usher in a new era of player movement. Like anywhere LeBron goes, he's had a say on the kind of players he wants to play with, the kind of team he wants constructed, even coaching at certain points. I feel like in terms of if I was LeBron, I probably look at a team like Golden State and I just ride off in the sunset, win or lose. Play reunited with Steph Curry. They had that magic at the Olympics, and you could try and recreate that again in the NBA. But I don't see him as an upgrade to any other of the teams you mentioned there.
Yeah, I don't like the whole going to, like, they've been rivals for their whole career, and now you're gonna join your rival at the end of your career.
Why not?
That's like Michael Jordan going to Utah Jazz, or Karl Malone and John Stockton coming to Chicago. I don't like that.
Different era.
So my take is you want to go back to your hometown. Go to like Cleveland. Don't go to these other, like, okay, you want another title, so you're gonna go to a mega team, and obviously you're not gonna help out as much. You're aging, but you want another championship, so you're gonna go to already a great team. I don't like that. That's this whole like GOAT debate that everybody has. Michael Jordan would never do that. He would never go to a team like, especially his rival. Like
different era.
It is.
We watched Jordan in his prime, and we saw that era of basketball. I mean, guys look like they legitimately hated each other.
Yeah.
Today it's kind of
They're all
different. Right?
friends. They're all
Well,
friends.
it's like I could do Minnesota for a year. I could go to New York for a year. Like it doesn't. What difference does it make at that particular point? Where if I'm LeBron, like I've already gone. Like if LeBron hangs it up tomorrow, like what's he remembered at? Where are you going to remember him the most in terms of a jersey?
Probably Miami or Cleveland. I don't know. I didn't watch him much with LA. I actually liked it when he went back to Cleveland, and he was playing for his hometown, playing for a team that drafted him. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to win a championship with them. But when he went to like super teams like Miami or now he went to LA, that whole thing.
It
And
was. He won though.
yeah, he did, but it's I don't I see him as a Cleveland Cavalier. That's how I see him. Where the team that drafted him, that's where he's from, his hometown. That's my fond memories of LeBron.
Yeah, I mean he's an Akron, Ohio kid, and the idea of going back
Yeah.
to Cleveland is an interesting
So
proposition.
so now he's leaving LA. He's got his son there. I mean, this is an old take as well. This is going way back, but it's kind of like that Fresh Prince episode. Everybody going to the Oprah show, please step forward, and he's holding his son back, going, wait. I'm only leaving this team. No one, you're staying here.
It makes for great news in the off season. I mean, the thing is, when LeBron leaves, like it's gonna be a bit of a vacuum for a guy like that because he makes headlines wherever
But
he
how
goes.
many times have we seen this?
I agree, but
Where's
it's always
LeBron going?
it's always news though. It's always newsworthy. Like he's not gonna go to the Knicks. I mean, I can't see like the Knicks to me right now have a team that is a bit different. It's a
Yeah.
kind of it's a bit of a throwback. They came up together. These guys have a history together. But one together now. And I feel like bringing in a personality like Braun, unless he wants to come and play off the bench, which of course he's not going to
Of
do.
course he's not.
you know. So yeah, I could see him go to Cleveland, but he's. I mean, again, that's a team that's on the rise as well. It's very young. Like essentially to me, LeBron kind of feels a bit miscast with
Yeah.
these organizations. That's why I think Golden State makes the most sense. You're reunited. It's not like it would be a step back for him. That team would be a contender in the West for sure.
Oh, it definitely would. It definitely
Yeah.
would. But I don't like the idea of going to a rival team, or especially like throughout your career, you've been put up against this team, compared with this team, and now you're going to go join it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, fair enough. I do appreciate the offseason in the NBA because it just seems like it's always a common issue. It's fascinating to me if the NHL is heading in this direction too, where you're going to have big stars command big money and then also dictate terms on where they can move, where they can play. Because you're right, like ultimately LeBron, whereas MJ is a bit different. He won his chips with Chicago. LeBron's a bit of a gun for hire, right, in its essence. Like he's gone to different organizations and elevated their profiles certainly. And the Lakers have a rich history, and LeBron can actually say he walked away from there winning a championship too. And if he didn't hurt these organizations by any means, but I'm not sure that in this particular run of it, for me, I just think the fit is in Golden State.
Yeah, this is what I mean about that whole, like, okay, LeBron's been in so many organizations, and you brought up that question about how do you remember LeBron? Everybody's gonna have a different memory of LeBron from different teams because he's been with so many teams. You name a guy like, I mean, this is going back again, but you name guys like Michael Jordan, Chicago Bull, Karl Malone, Utah Jazz, John Stockton, Utah Jazz, Reggie Miller, Indiana Pacers. Like, there's no question. Everybody remembers them for that team. LeBron, everybody's going to have a different answer. Yeah, Miami days. Oh, Cleveland days, LA days. To me, sticking with one team and one organization, I know times have changed and every superstar in the NBA is getting moved and they're playing on different teams now. But I like the stay with the one team type type of thing. And hockey had that, and now that looks like it's changing as well. I mean, it happened in the past too with Gretzky and stuff, but it's happening more and more now in this modern era.
Well, I mean, look, if you want to go by games played, LeBron's played more games with Cleveland. So, so yeah, you could say he's a Cavalier. He's won with Cleveland as well. And he took him to, I think it would be two finals. They got swept by San Antonio in first.
Right.
Yeah. So, he in terms of like excellence and dominance in the Eastern Conference, when LeBron was at his height of his powers, I don't think that'll ever be matched again. It depends. Like to me, if I'm looking at the shift in terms of the landscape, I don't think LeBron makes anybody a better team. I think he makes them a different team in terms of depth. To me, I still look at
and Oklahoma. I think culture as well. Like you're saying, LeBron's not going to sit on a bench and come off the bench. And now you bring in a LeBron, you're like, okay, where do we fit him, and how do we get him to start? You're changing your dynamics of the team.
Yeah, but in terms of like aging stars, he's still very productive, so he's not hurting you.
Yeah,
and there, for all intents and purposes, like he's not an ego guy. He'll come in and run the scheme that the coach is going to be putting in front of him. But as where I see some other guys who come in who are pushing the late 30s and can't compete. To me, I don't see him changing the powers and the shifts of who are the good teams out there. I still look at Oklahoma as the favorite.
Yeah.
To me, I think if Toronto is able to manage this trade, it makes for an interesting conversation. I still look at the Knicks as a team that, they're the defending champs. So as long as they're the defending champs, and they're the favorites.
The East is loaded. The East is good, but the Celtics are good. The Knicks are good. Kawhi goes to Toronto. Toronto's in that mix. Yeah, they got a lot of good teams now with Giannis in Miami. Miami's in that mix as well.
Yeah, in the West, don't forget you have the Nuggets. That's why if I'm looking
right,
if I'm Golden State, I'm probably trying to. I've seen what Portland has done now in terms of their moves. I'm trying to look at where I can like get some sort of an edge, and I think a LeBron marriage with in Golden State makes for an interesting conversation. In terms of competitive on the board, a lot of teams can make a case for why their team is probably really good or are going to be going into a season that's going to be very competitive. But I still think there are still the 3 to 4 teams that look at like legitimate contenders to me.
Yeah, you're right. It's obviously, like you said, Knicks are on top of that list because they're the defending champs.
Also, we're talking about Oklahoma. I don't know why JSN has not been touted more marketing wise. I feel like this guy's got the makings to be a face of the league.
He should be. He should be. Two-time MVP.
Yeah,
he's got to be. He's got to be the face of it.
He's got a title. He's won. And I oddly enough, it seems like with the American media, it doesn't seem like he's the guy they want to push for here. Maybe he's Canadian, so part of the issue. But I love watching him play, and I too. I love watching Oklahoma play. So I thought that oddly enough, they might have been a tough out for New York had they advanced. That didn't happen. We're also forgetting Indiana as well because Halliburton was out for the rest of the season there, so that didn't make for a repeat for them, even though they had a great run the year previous. So again, you look at teams on the board right now. There's a lot of reason to enjoy watching the NBA. The regular season is kind of still tough to watch.
It's very tough to watch.
That's why we don't talk about it so much, is because I'll catch a game, I'll see what the Bulls are up to, and that's always fun to see. But really, it's the playoffs and the finals where the competition picks up a little bit.
Yeah, it gets more interesting, definitely in the playoffs. Yeah, now they have these like little tournaments within the season. I still can't force myself to sit down and watch it regularly.
Yeah,
but like you said, like the playoffs and the finals is where it's at for me.
Yeah, I'll give the NBA a brass their credit. They're trying to find
right. Right.
The play-in's an interesting idea. Ultimately, the All-Star game isn't what it used to be. The dunk competition is what it used to be.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks winning a championship helps. You know,
Definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Can't hurt. But ultimately, if you're going to have more eyes on the NBA, you want to have teams like the Lakers, the Knicks, the
Yeah.
Celtics, teams like that go in and compete and try to win. And I feel like this particular run of it, the NBA finals were more compelling than the NHL finals this year.
Um, I don't know about that, but yeah, no, they were a lot better.
What was
this year.
compelling about Carolina Vegas?
Carolina Vegas, that was a good series. Okay, the names. We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this.
I'm gonna raise my hand every time, Hart. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm doing this.
The Carolina Vegas, on paper, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a boring series. It was entertaining. There was goals were scored. It got dirty. It was good. I enjoyed the finals. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I mean, we're avid hockey fans, so we're gonna watch it. But I think outside of Carolina, outside of Vegas, I really don't know if it was
in America. In Canada, everybody was watching.
Who was not talking about the New York Knicks in finals? Everybody was talking about the New York Knicks.
Yeah, they were. Because it's the Knicks. It's the Knicks, and that helped the NBA, like we talked about.
Yeah. But let us know your thoughts. Like and subscribe as always. We wanted to talk a little NBA here because one of our followers is a big NBA fan, and she's been asking us to talk some content. We'll talk more NBA because we're going to have more movement here in the NBA in terms of player movement, and everybody getting revved up here for another season to go. And we're going to try and give you guys more content here, more videos every week. Maybe we'll do a third video or we just do exclusively NBA talk. That's fine too. If you guys want us to do football talk, we could talk about that. We didn't touch on the Seahawks getting purchased here, but that's a conversation we can save for another time. If you have topics you want us to talk about, all you have to do is send us a little voice note through Instagram, and I'll play it. I don't know how I play it here, but that's probably what it works, but I'm sure Steven could do something.
Yeah, Steven will figure it out.
Yeah, Steven's a genius. And, but let us know. Like, subscribe as always. You got Harp, you got Hammer, you got Steven, you got DumbFans Sports Stuff.